What up, reader fam? Today I'm bringing you a manga haul. It's been quite a while since I've done a manga haul, so I thought that I would bring you another one today because I've picked up quite a few titles since that last haul. So I thought that I would share them with you today. A lot of people tend to ask me where I get my manga, and the answer is Barnes & Noble! Is anybody shocked? Probably not. I especially get sucked in their buy two, get one manga deal that they have that runs quite a few times throughout the year. That's when your boy stocks up on manga. I become a manga monster. I'm always looking out for a deal, especially when it comes to books. If any of you are manga readers watching this, which I imagine a lot of you are, then let me know down below in the comments where you get your best manga deals. Enlighten us in the comments. So first up here, I'm going to start with My Hero Academia. Since the last time that I've hauled My Hero Academia, my collection has grown. I picked up volumes 5 through 12, and I will show you the covers now. Volume 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and volume 12. And I'm currently only on volume 8. I've got some catching up to do. I have become complete trash for this series. Like, I don't even like Funko Pops that much, and yet I've started collecting Funko Pops for the My Hero Academia characters. Who even am I anymore? What has the series done to me? Oh yeah, it's made me trash. Like, look how crazy of a fanboy I have become. I don't even like Funko Pops, and I have the whole crew here pretty much. It all started when I was like, I wouldn't mind having my own little Deku, and then the more that I read the manga, the more that I became a fan of Mr. Ida over here, and then I was like, well, if I have this duo, I need the iconic trio, and then I was like, I love All Might, so I gotta have him, and I don't even know why I got Bakugo, because I hate Bakugo. He's one of my least favorite characters, and I'm not gonna lie, they came out with more Funko Pops for the series, and I need them as well to go with my collection. It's all your fault, Deku. You started this. I'm okay with it though because I love this series. No regrets. If you don't know anything about this series, let me fill you in a little bit. We follow these kids that have quirks, meaning they have some kind of ability. We have somebody who has the ability to take on a frog form. We have someone else who can erase other people's quirks for a period of time. Another has half the ability to freeze things and the other half of the ability to light things on fire. And that's me only naming 3 quirks. There are so many different quirks present throughout this series. So we follow these kids at school where they are training to become heroes. While at school though, they are not only training, they are also dealing with villain encounters. I feel like I just can't say enough great things about this series. Like, I am completely hooked on My Hero Academia. It has completely captivated me. The characters all pull through and bring epicness to the story. They all just have these interesting backstories and really pull their weight when it comes to the story and what they add to the story. There's not a character in this series that I feel doesn't bring anything to the table. They've all got things they're cooking up in the kitchen that they're gonna serve. I love seeing all the quirks and how they work and just seeing how all these characters are using them in battle and seeing the characters come into their own with their quirks. It just makes me wish I had a quirk. It's also a series that has a lot of heartfelt and emotional scenes that just wreck me. Whether that's something we learn about the characters through seeing their past or something that they endure at school, I just continue to be surprised by its emotional impact. Then there are the action scenes, which are on a whole another level. I feel like a big reason as to why I love this series is because there's an equal amount of everything that I love in a story that is character depth and also a well-developed plot. I feel like I'm just having a gush fest up in here. I've been reading the manga and also watching the anime, and I definitely recommend checking out both. Both are incredible. Also, I've been considering doing manga reviews for this series, so let me know down below in the comments if that's something you would like to see me do, because I'll do it if you want to see it. Next up, I have the Infernal Devices trilogy in manga, or rather graphic novel form. These are categorized as graphic novels, but they're in the format of a manga, so I don't know what to call them. Graphic novel, maybe? A combination of the two? Anyways, we have volume 1, Clockwork Angel, 2, Clockwork Prince, and 3, Clockwork Princess. This is an adaptation of Cassandra Clare's original work, the Infernal Devices trilogy, which, if you don't know anything about that trilogy, it surrounds these characters who are shadow hunters, which are people who fight off demons. This trilogy takes place in the 1800s in England, and we follow our main character Tessa Gray, who one day finds out that she is a shapeshifter. That would be a life changer, finding out that you could shapeshift. I'm waiting for the day that I find out that I can shapeshift. Anyways, we follow her discovering the universe of Shadowhunters and her becoming adapted to this whole new world. I much prefer this trilogy to the Mortal Instruments series. This one just does everything better than the Mortal Instruments series, which that's obviously just my opinion. You don't have to agree with me. If you feel opposite about that, that's fine. To me, the Shadowhunter world in this trilogy is introduced in a more concise and less info-dumpy way, and I also just care so much more about these characters. I decided to pick up this trilogy in the mangraphic format because of the fact that I love mangas and graphic novels, but also because I just love this story and would love to reread this trilogy in this format. It's a no-brainer. Plus, these have been on my wish list for the longest time, so your boy caved. Next up, I picked up some volumes of Blue Exorcist. I had the first volume sitting on my shelf for the longest time collecting dust, and I finally picked up the first volume, dusted off that dust, and read it, and oh my manga! And I now regret sleeping on this series and not picking it up sooner. It was fantastic. The first volume kicks off this series with a bang, and I was not expecting it. So I picked up volume 2, 3, 4, and 5. We follow this guy named Rin, who one day finds out that his father is none other than Satan. That would be a real shocker. And as you can imagine, it leaves Rin feeling straight up flabbergasted. After a tragedy takes place involving Satan, Rin decides that he wants to become an exorcist in order to take down Satan. That's a pretty big end goal there. This series is just so original in its refreshing storyline, and it delivers lots of shocking moments which makes my heart soar. But it also leaves me doing a shook dance. I'm looking forward to getting deeper into this series and also eventually watching the anime. Next up I have here My Hero Academia Vigilantes Volume 1. This is a My Hero Academia spin-off, and like you heard earlier, I am trash for My Hero Academia, so they just had to start a spin-off series to make me even more trash for it. In this series, we follow a character who has a quirk, but he didn't end up making the cut in order to go to hero school to train to become a hero. His quirk just wasn't good enough to get him into hero school. Disregarding that fact, he uses his ability to do good deeds in his spare time. And throughout this story, he ends up teaming up with other unlikely heroes, and together they begin fighting evil. I figured that since I love the original series so much that I should just try out the spin-off series. Plus, it looks like it's got some cameos from characters from the original series. Like I see my homeboy Mr. All Might gracing the cover here. I think this will also be really nice to read because I feel like in the first series we only really see the perspectives of the heroes, but we never really know what happens to those people who don't make it into hero school. And this will kind of take us outside of the school and give us a fresh perspective. Consider me intrigued. Next up, I have a manga series that I am super hecka excited to start, and that is Black Clover. I've seen a few episodes of the anime for this, and I've loved what I've seen so far, and so I decided to pick up the first 2 volumes to see if I would like the story in this format as well. I'm not sure that I'll be good at explaining this series, but let me just give it a go here. We follow Asta and his brother Yuno, and they both dream of one day becoming powerful mages. Unfortunately though, Asta does not have any magical abilities. But that changes one day when he stumbles upon a 5-leaf grimoire that gives him an ability. I don't know much more than that as I've only seen a few episodes of the anime, but again, I've loved what I've seen so far of this series. There appears to be a bit of a brother rivalry taking place in this story, more so on Asta's side because he's very jealous of Yuno and his magical abilities and whatnot. But even though there is that tension between them, you can still tell that they really care for each other and would do absolutely anything for the other. I love when sibling relationships are at the forefront of a story because I feel like they have the potential to be really complex, and there are also just so many different directions you can take that dynamic in. I'm excited to get started with this manga series, and then eventually I will continue the anime. Finally, I picked up some volumes of One Punch Man. Punch Man. I picked up volumes 2 and 3. And I'm not gonna lie, I kinda jumped the gun in picking these 2 up because I haven't even finished the first volume. Probably not the smartest idea, but I read the first chapter of volume 1 and I was like, I'm sold. Sign me up for the rest of the series. This kind of has a comical description. We follow this guy who is very average looking. He doesn't look like a superhero, but he is in fact a superhero. The thing is, he just can't find a villain to beat. It's a real problem apparently. He just wants to find a villain that will give him a bit of a challenge because he doesn't have any problem defeating the crap out of villains apparently, and he's kind of bored. He wants to fight a villain that will bring some excitement to his superhero life. So I guess throughout this story we follow him trying to find a villain that will give him a challenge. I think the reason that I went ahead and picked these 2 up is because I read the first chapter and I was A, already sold on this whole concept of a superhero, but B, I laughed so hard reading the first chapter of volume 1, and I don't even really know if this is considered to be a comedic series. Like, I don't know if it's supposed to be super funny, but I laughed really hard reading chapter 1, and I want more of that, so hopefully volumes 2 and 3 deliver some more comedic moments, because I really like that effect in the first chapter of volume 1. Of course, with my luck, these will probably be just super serious. Here's to hoping I end up enjoying volumes 2 and 3, and I keep going with the series. Otherwise, I'll regret picking these up. So those are some of the recent mangas I've picked up. You guys should let me know down below in the comments if you have read any of these mangas and what your thoughts are on them. Or just let me know down below in the comments a manga that you've read recently and you've been loving. Let me know all your thoughts down below in the comments. If you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. I post videos frequently on this channel, so if you want to see more bookish content from me, be sure to go and hit subscribe, or go and click the little bell icon and you'll be notified every time I post new videos. As always, thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you soon with a new video. Bye, chew.